speed, Tyshawn Taylor. It's Taylor inside and Rutherford in time. Lightning quick number 10. Taylor for three. The first lead for KU.
I stayed down there for 2 hours getting dances.
T-Rob is in there like this. Oh no.
I'm gonna have better knees than you. You're gonna be old.
We're gonna try clocking out of the Hawk at 125.
Bro, what the hell? Oh my gosh.
I felt like we was going to win that game.
Proceed to extinguish that.
We got the only two. We got the only two.
Welcome to the Timeout Podcast with Tyshawn Taylor, hosted by Rock. I am Rock. He is Tyshawn. As you can see, we got us a very special guest today. He was born in Gary, Indiana, played his high school ball at Cheyenne High School in Las Vegas, Nevada, where as a senior, he averaged 15 points, 2.5 rebounds to go with 2 assists per game. Was ranked a top 25 recruit when he arrived at Lawrence, Kansas. During his 4-year career here at KU, he collected 4 Big 12 regular season championships, 3 Big 12 tournament titles, and had so many memorable games as a Jayhawk, like dropping 39 in Ames for the win in overtime on Big Monday, or the triple-double versus Ohio State in the Final Four. He left KU with a record of 131-19. He then went on to showcase his talents all over the globe, and he's kind enough to spend some time with us today on Season 2, Episode 7, none other than Elijah Johnson.
My boy.
That was a hell of an entrance.
Yeah, it was. You had a
triple hell of a career.
Yeah, you started with Gary, Indiana, so we on the right page.
Hey, bro, you had a triple-double?
I ain't know that. I remember one game somebody telling me if I'd have got like one more rebound, I would have had a triple-double. But
Man, that shit on Google then as a triple-double,
yeah,
bro.
it's on Wikipedia. Yeah, it's on Wikipedia,
Yeah, that's
man.
in the record books in the Final Four against Ohio State. I remember that game. I played in that game with you, I think.
Yeah, that was the national championship run. Or
That boy had triple-double in that game. I ain't know that. That shit was swept right under the rug. We was just happy to survive in advance, I guess. Because damn.
I think the reason I snuck that though is because like a lot of the times I get a rebound, I go coast to coast. So
Hey, bro, we gonna get into. First of all, we gonna get into that entire year. We gonna get into. Wait, hold on. Let's just start back at Gary, Indiana. Let's go back. I had a triple double and I got. Let's go back. All right, Gary, Indiana. Humble beginnings, of course. I know the family very well. Mom, dad. I know the family very well. What was that like?
Man, it's crazy you asked me that because don't nobody ever asked me about Gary.
Yeah, we want to get into it. I want to know what the G like. Michael Jackson from the G, man. We need to know what that's like.
Yeah,
we need to know what that's like.
I don't know, man. It's crazy out there. It's chaotic. It's a lot going on. You know what I mean?
For sure. In the city, that's in Gary, Indiana. So how far is that from like Indianapolis or like another big city that we would know?
Pretty close to Chicago, right?
Like
real close to Chicago. Facts.
Like the west side of Gary, Indiana, which is the closest part to Chicago, and the south side of Chicago is like 12 to 15 minutes from each other.
Yeah.
So it's like it's like there's just a couple little cities, you know what I mean? You drive through to get
we
to
played
side.
with another dude from Gary, Tyrone Appleton. I'm gonna show some love to my boy TA. He came in the same year that I came in from JUCO.
Yeah.
He's from Gary as well.
It was crazy.
He older than both of us, so I don't know if you knew him at that point, but shout out to TA, also from Gary, Indiana. So it's because of how the environment is in Gary. Is that how you ended up in Vegas? What made that transition? Because I also went from New Jersey to Florida, and then back to New Jersey to play ball. As it started to get more serious in my life, and I understood like the dynamic of like politics and being in the right situation, right? So I got really good at basketball in Florida, but because I got so good, I knew that I had to be in a more competitive place. And so that took me back to New Jersey because I'm like, if I could be a good ball player here, it's different than if I'm a good ball player in Florida. Respect the Florida Hoopers, but at the time when I was coming up in the area that I was in, it just wasn't as competitive as that inner city, New Jersey, New York. You
Yeah,
playing against niggas all day, every day. And
yeah,
so when I went back home, as thinking I was somebody, I had to prove it. And so that's what brought me back to New Jersey. But I know you ended up playing high school ball or like leaving Gary to go to Vegas. And what was kind of some of the reasoning behind that, if you don't mind.
yeah. I mean, honestly, man, it ain't had nothing to do with basketball. Um, like I'm a light dude. I try to keep stuff light. I try to keep stuff moody. You know what I mean? I don't try to be like hostile. Like I never, I grew out of that growing up in Gary. You know what I mean? Just because, like, I saw a lot real young. You know what I mean? And my pops knew I saw a lot young.
Shout out to Pops too. That's my guy.
Yeah. And it was just a lot that was happening, man. Like, being in middle school, losing friends and stuff, man. It was different. It ain't had nothing to do with basketball.
Losing
And
friends as early as middle school is crazy.
yeah,
To like violence, right? Like gun violence
yeah,
and shit like that.
yeah,
Yeah, that's crazy.
yeah. And it wasn't, it wasn't just all the way based around that, but it was just happening a lot. And I was doing all right. My pops was like, I don't want to be here. He was like, I'm ready to get out of here. Him and my stepmom dating. She say the same thing. So he tell me like, yo, we leaving after school. I'm thinking he messing with me, Ply.
You dead serious.
Yeah, I got home from school. The crib was packed up.
And I was gone.
Yeah, ooh. It was the last day of school though, and it was the last day of school, and I always go to Houston.
Mm-hmm.
For
You
the
got
summer.
family down there.
Yeah, so every last day of school, I'm going to Houston anyway. So I'm already getting ready to go to Houston, but I'm seeing the whole crib packed up. So after the rest of the summer, when it's time to go to the crib, my ticket said Vegas instead of Chicago, and that's when it kind of really hit me. Man, I flew to Vegas, and my pops was already at a crib. They've been there for the whole summer now. They've been there for 3 months at this
Oh,
point.
so he had got set up before you went down there.
Yeah, him and my stepmom, my little brother, little sister. You know what I mean? I'm in Houston, traveling, Peach Jam, moving around. You know what I'm saying? Kobe camps, doing all kind of stuff. And yeah, that's what they was doing. So
you already made your bones playing basketball before you moved to Vegas. You made your bones in Indiana and Houston, like traveling with the family in Houston and
yeah,
like in the G already, and then moved to Vegas as
yeah.
Elijah already, like somebody a little bit.
Houston really put me on the map because I was doing good in Indiana, and in Indiana they rank people early. Like they didn't wait, so they'll tell you who the best players is, and it ain't a confined area. Like it stretch out, and this hoop was all through the whole state. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So when I played
Indiana's
against
Indiana's a basketball state. Not to cut you off, but I know Gary's a small place, but Indiana itself as a state is a basketball state. We talking about like Hoosiers and like Indiana University, like they breed hoopers, like.
yeah.
So I understand.
But it's different in different places though. Like when you go down south, you got, you got them white boys that's gonna shoot the ball. They gonna be big as hell.
Shoot the
They
skin off
guard.
that bitch.
Yeah, they guard. They not letting you score. You know what I mean? So different places.
Hell yeah.
The team from up north where we at, they running, they moving. You know what I mean? It was just different styles. Glenn Robinson played out there too. So. But yeah, man, when I played, I had a good run against a team called Hoosier Hoops out in Indiana. Pretty good program. Like they was the #1 program at the time. And my uncle down in Houston, my Uncle P.
Shout out to the whole family in Houston. We're gonna get to that too.
He took that, brought that, like, yeah, come down to Houston, had me match up with one of the best players out there, some dude. So I do what I do. You know what I mean? It wasn't even really a me against him type of thing because that ain't how I play. I just kind of showcased my talent and made it look easier. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And it's frustrating, dude. And him giving me all that attention from being mad that I outshined him gave me my pub in a practice down in Houston. Whole time it's a Houston Hoops practice and I don't even know. I'm
You
just
just
showing up.
playing, yeah. You just playing ball. You just playing ball.
Plug. I'm showing up with my uncle with my sneaks, like, where he
Just
at?
hooping. Yeah,
I
just
don't
hooping.
know who dude is. I don't know nothing.
Shout out to
And my
him.
just bombard the practice, like, yeah, he finna practice with y'all. He find out where they practice at the time. Uncle P got me there. You know what I'm saying? So I go in. I don't know none of this stuff. My uncle don't tell me none of this. So I pull up. I do a good job. The people that was in there, Ben Howland, different people that kind of bounced out and stuff, they all kind of took liking to it. And that's when I got kind of a national ranking. You know what I'm saying? So it was like early. But I
So
was
this
going
what
back. Yeah.
sophomore, freshman, sophomore?
You say what?
It's like your freshman, sophomore year?
Nah, this before high school.
So like 8th grade year.
Junior
This
high.
school stuff.
Okay.
Because I'm dunking in like the 7th, 8th grade. Like I'm known. Like I'm. It ain't too many people on the internet. Brandon Jennings all over the internet. But I got one video, and my one video was just me. You just know I can jump type thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was just a little different. Because you know what that was like your 8th grade year, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that was a long time ago, and yeah, man. So I was taking that pub I got from Houston back up to Indiana, and I was doing whatever I was doing with that. But then when he moved to Vegas, I just kind of moved to Vegas with it, and then I just kind of attached to a West Coast circuit, and I started playing with a team out of LA. I was playing with. Do you remember Demetrius Walker?
I don't
You
know
do?
why. I mean, I feel like the name is very familiar, and if I seen the face, I would know.
Yeah, dude was nice, but I went out to LA and I ended up playing out there, just running into a lot of them dudes, and that's just kind of how it unfolded. But there wasn't no move to Vegas because you playing good basketball. It was like move to Vegas because you just seen what happened down the street and you shouldn't have seen that.
Right. It
You
was
know,
just the best.
you know what I mean?
It was just the best fit. And in hindsight, like as a 33-year-old man now looking back on it, was it probably the best move for you? You think if you stayed in Indiana, does maybe life
Yeah.
go a little bit different and shit?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and the
for
reason
sure.
is because I feel like I was a leader, and I kind of always moved my own way. I ain't no follower,
Right,
and all
right.
the people was dropping like that. They was following me, so it was like it was a blatant sign. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You done seen it happen more than 2 times
Yeah,
at
real
your
out
age,
there.
like playing with fire. You know what I mean?
For
And
sure.
that's when I started trying to make life like more light and just enjoy it. You know what I'm saying?
But that switch of environment, man, that should do wonders for you sometime, man. Sometimes you just gotta get that breath of fresh air, be in a new space with new people, like not reinvent yourself, but just be who you is, but just around people who, you know, not judging you the same or looking at you the same from when you was a kid or whatnot. But with that being said, now you in Vegas, you on the West Coast circuit, you killing it. We're gonna fast forward a little bit to just like recruiting and shit. Like, how was that for you? Was Kansas always on your top list? Was that like a school that you was heavy on? Was heavy on you? How was that work? Because I know, again, I say this all the time. Like, I came to Kansas at a year where I think Coach Self almost like had to have somebody because we won a championship. Everybody leaves. They got Sharon coming back. They got Cole coming back. Other than that, Coach Self got question marks on literally everybody else on that roster. The entire roster is a question mark. Nobody knows how anybody's gonna play moving forward. He don't even really know how good Cole gonna play. He knows Sharon proven. Cole played good for small minutes
At the end of
in
that
big
season,
game. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't played stretches. He wasn't the man. So there was question marks on literally that entire roster. He had no
yeah.
idea who was gonna perform good. Now he knows his system work. He knows blah blah blah. He recruited well, so he knew he was getting some good players. But I was the last one in my recruiting class because I remember him laying out the list for me of everybody, and that was because I was going to Marquette and all of this shit. My story's been told 100 times on this shit, but I was the last one, and I remember before I even went to Kansas, this is my high school homies telling me like, bro, like Kansas is a big school, bro. They gonna always like recruit over you. They're gonna try to get niggas to like come, take your job. And I was in my mind, I'm just like, bro, I always been good because I played aside other good people. So in my mind, I wasn't looking at it like they would be recruiting over me or to try to like replace me. I just always felt like we just gonna be better. Like I'm just gonna have another good nigga next to me, type of thing, right? until I seen you, bro. Until I seen this nigga, and I was like, oh nah, like. And I have a good freshman year. Unexpectedly, I get recruited. Question marks on everybody. I come and I have a good year, so I almost feel come back. I'm also going to tell you what mindset I was in coming back that year.
Mm-hmm.
I went to that USA shit. I came back very high on myself. Like
Mm-hmm.
Coach Self probably seeing this different, but me myself, I'm hearing if you play good, NBA, da da da. I'm high on myself. So in my mind, my spot solidified until I see this nigga, until I see him with my own eyes on his recruiting trip, and I'm just like, oh nah, like, you can't fuck around, like you can't. They don't need you when they got a nigga like this, or like when they got somebody like they don't really. Because I always say this, and I'm gonna give him his flowers. Like Sharon is like probably the most. I think Sharon is, in my mind, one of the best players I ever played with because of his size, like his stature, right? And so the shit he's able to do at his size is so impressive to me, and I've seen him do it at such a high level. But just complete basketball player, like the ideal person you want at a position, like Elijah is that to me. Like ball handling, shoot the ball, athleticism, big guard, IQ, understand the game, like motherfucker could do everything. Like shoot the thing. Like if I had a list, it always was like Elijah, me, Elijah. When you talk about like, we just listed out again. You think about a point guard. You think about what you want as your point guard. You want somebody who can see the floor, vision, get people involved, can shoot the ball, make shots. Then he'll dunk on you. You know what I'm saying? Then he'll get to the lane and finish you. Like he's like one of the most complete guards that I've ever played with in my life, especially at that time when I seen him. Obviously, like because he was at his best, I was at my best, and he was always that. So when I seen him on his, I can't remember if it was a late night that you came on your trip, because I know it was a couple of y'all here at that time. You was the only one here. I'm pretty sure you was even hurt. I don't even think you played. You might have played and wasn't supposed to be playing, but I'll never forget this motherfucker. Like at the end of this like scrimmages, having no shoes on, just socks, and like people kept saying he could kiss the rim, he could kiss the rim, he got hops, he could kiss the rim. I'm like, this nigga can't kiss the rim. I'm pretty sure he did it with no shoes on, or like, or like just off of surgery or some shit. It was wild in my mind. I'm like, nah, he crazy athletic. He too athletic, bro. Like, but anyway, I say all of that to say, like, when I seen him, I was in fear for my job, basically. Like, I was like, oh, nah. And then we come back, and it wasn't even just Elijah. We ended up having, like, a really good team. Again, I always talk about my sophomore year and that team that we had, like, and his name always get mentioned because he was one of the, like, you got Elijah, T-Rob, Xavier. You got all these, then you got the twins, me, Sharon Cole. You got all these people coming back.
What's Travis there?
Yeah, Travis there. Trav had a red shirt that year. We were so good that Coach Self thought it was best that he red shirt Mario Little and Travis Rutherford, bro. Like that's how good of a team he had. It's wild that team was so good. But again, you like until you see people play, it's question marks on them. So nobody knew how good T-Rod would play in them spurts that we needed him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? No, we all knew Elijah was good, but he probably ain't played that much, and we'll get into that, like that transition for you and just being recruited and shit again, because I jumped forward, but yeah.
Who was your coach that kind of reached out to you and recruited you the most? I know Tyshawn talks
Here we
about
go.
Dooley was kind of his guy. Who was your guy?
Here we go.
Coach T, man. Coach
Coach
T.
T.
Coach Townsend
Yeah.
got the job done.
Yeah. He was I mean, the way I looked at it, man, I mean, I was one of the top guards coming out like the whole time. It wasn't like a pop up out of nowhere. I can't say that. You know what I mean? But I had people in my class like Lance, John Wall,
They all
Leak,
visited Kansas.
you know what I mean? Leak Waynes, Dexter Strickland. Who else? I had a bunch
Avery
of people
Bradley
in my
was in your
class.
class.
Like that ended up Boogie was in my class.
Avery Bradley was in that class too.
You say who?
Avery Bradley was in that class.
Yup. Xavier, obviously, T-Rob, obviously. You know what I'm
Corey
saying?
Joseph.
It was a lot of guards coming out of my class that year. So for me to be able to be one that went to Kansas, you know what I mean? I was happy that they was recruiting me
Did you watch us?
because
Did you watch us your senior year? Did you watch it? Did you watch me
nah,
play?
Kansas was one of my top picks the whole time. So I have been watching them since I went on visits my freshman and sophomore year. So I had been going to Kansas and like seeing stuff. You know what I mean?
You thought you was gonna
I
come
had
bust my
been.
ass, bro?
You say what?
You thought you was gonna come bust my ass?
See, this is the thing. That ain't how I thought. That ain't how I thought about it. See, this is how I thought about it. I thought about it the same way you thought about it before you got there.
Yeah.
And then I felt the same way when Scrap came in. So
Like they
everything
got
you
this
said,
nigga to come get my shit to take my that shit crazy.
everything
That's
you said, I ain't gotta say nothing because I know the exact
shit
feeling.
crazy,
Like
bro.
why you bringing
You
him
gotta
in?
be
Like
on
him
your
not cool.
job, bro. They
You know
Hey,
what I mean?
coming.
I'm like
we gonna need a translation for everybody who doesn't know who Scrap is.
Josh
Josh.
Selby.
Okay, there we go.
So after my freshman year, he was coming in. And I'm looking at him the same way Ty was looking at me when he started coming on his visits. Oh, it's Tennessee or Kansas, and he chose Kansas. I'm like, well, we need him to come. And he coming to practice, going through the legs, dunking it. You know what I mean? After
Yeah,
practice, he leave
exactly.
on. He just, on his visit, just chilling. And yeah, I was like, well, like we good. You know what I mean? Not necessarily that I didn't want him there, but I felt like same thing Ty said. Like you kind of that they recruiting, But now that I got my own program, I see that a completely different way. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
for sure.
Like that's how you hold the bar. You know what I mean? You can't just recruit for people that's gonna almost keep up. You got to recruit people that's gonna make the kids around them better. You know what I mean? Whether that's some
Push the
attitude,
program forward. You gotta get the people that's
yeah,
gonna push the program forward,
yeah,
bro. And in order for
whatever
that
it's
to happen, everybody gotta be on their job, bro.
absolutely,
And if a nigga get lazy and feel like their job can't be taken, or oh this is my job, that's when we have that year like that sophomore year, like losing early in the first round because again love him to death, but that wasn't the best version of Sharon. That wasn't the Sharon that we needed to be the best team that we like to be as good as we were. And part of that was because he knew he was gonna play 30 minutes. He knew he was gonna be able to, shoot the shots he shot, and you know what I mean, like be held to a different standard almost than everybody else in a sense. And it wasn't his fault. It was not his fault that he was held to that standard, but he was. And when we need and it hurt us at the end of it, like you know what I mean. When you think about it, it hurt us. And so, yes, you do need people to keep people on their toes and shit like that, and to make them feel like, yeah, bro, like your job is.
but see,
I mean, that's like professional shit. That's like pro shit. So
this,
it's like,
but
yeah,
this is the way I had to learn it though. My program was just, we had neighborhood kids. We was just, we wasn't a competitive team, none of that. But they started doing good, and I feel like we kind of gained a reputation, just a small reputation. So now our program, it don't matter if my girls team not good. They see the name and they expect a certain degree from us. You know what I'm saying? So I went from just saying, all right, it don't matter how we do this. It's all about development, development, development. I'm competitive. My wife competitive too. You know what I'm saying? So after a while, when they start putting us in the higher stages and now we struggling and we struggling, now we went from a beginner team to a competitive team. You know what I'm saying?
yep,
So now my recruiting mentality had to change.
yep.
Now I had to start bringing kids on that I felt like wasn't just going to almost keep up. I had to bring kids that I felt like was either better than one of my guards or better than most of my guards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Or
for
got
sure.
some height
For
or
sure,
something.
when you're on the other side coaching and shit and setting things up and organizing, you definitely looking at it different than a competitive kid or a competitive player, right? But we definitely gonna get into that too because we both got that in common right now. But all right, so you end up at Kansas that year, the year you guys come in. Um, Again, we talk. I always talk. This is my favorite team. I say favorite team, but this is the team that I feel like was the best team. It wasn't my favorite team. My favorite team was the last year, but this was the best team with the most players. It was
Yo,
fucking
junior year.
my sophomore year, your freshman year, right? You 1 year
Uh,
younger than me.
yep.
Yes. So when we got Zod, yes, we was number one in the country, ESPN magazine, all that shit. Like both twins on that team, Sharon Cole, me, Xavier, you, T Rob. Trav, Rio, did I say Cole and Witty? Both of them big niggas on the team. Like we had, it was seven. It's 7 to 8. It's 7 to 8 pros on that team. Like it's 9 to 10 pros on that team. 6 or 7 lottery picks on that team.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you think about it, T-Rob, both twins lottery picks. Cole, Sharon me draft pick. Xavier lottery pick. Rio played G League. You know what I'm saying? Like you played 7, 8 years overseas, whatever, 10 years overseas. Like that was on paper the best team we had when I was here. On paper, like it
Yeah.
wasn't, and that was your first year.
Roster spot.
And I thought we was good. I just knew everybody wasn't on the same page. I felt like I came in with my own agenda. I talked about how I came in on that hop, coming back from having a good freshman year, went to that USA thing, played good, got that gold medal, talking to NBA people, talking to me and telling me I could do this and do that. I'm coming back with my own expectations. Zav coming in with high expectations, super, super high expectations. Sharon coming back with his own expectations. Cole got his own expectations. Coach Self got one expectations for everybody, and none of us figured like we won a bunch of games because we was good. But I remember going through slumps where Zav wasn't really happy, or wasn't playing good, and he was like, shit was just hard. I remember Sharon not being happy and not playing good, going through slumps, and it was hard. Practices was hard. I remember it was hard for me the whole year. He cursing me out that entire year. I got cursed. No bullshit. I cursed out that whole year, bro. My minutes were down, all type of shit, bro. Like that was a hard year, but we were 33-3, bro. But we lost in the first
Before we
round.
get into the kind of X's and O's in playing,
Interesting.
I want to ask Elijah about the transition coming from growing up in Gary, going to Las Vegas, and now you in Lawrence, freaking Kansas, in the middle of the Midwest. What was that transition like going from the place like Gary and the big city like Vegas, and now you in Little Lawrence, Kansas? How was that?
Honestly, man, Vegas was like a gift and a curse because
It's not a
that
real
city
place,
taught me
bro.
a lot. I never really say this, you know what I mean, but I'm a smart person. I'm a pretty smart person, and I pay attention, and I learned a lot in Vegas, and so when I got to Lawrence, I kind of understood life a little bit better than I should have, if that make any kind of sense. I was just moving a little too quick.
He basically was setting up underground casinos and shit in the town.
That's not what I'm saying.
Nah, I'm playing, bro. I'm playing. That's not true. That's not true.
And,
we about to go viral with that
and,
headline right there.
and in all honesty, though, I just feel like I had been on visits there a lot of times. I knew I wanted to go there, so when I got there,
Let's just be honest, bro, and be blunt. Lawrence is a place where you can get super, super comfortable, bro. And when you're on a pedestal like people put us on as basketball players, there's a lot of things that we can get away with. And
I enjoyed the experience and everything, man. But the people that I had in the locker room, bro, like the twins, Tribe, like Reno, you, that group just made it easy to enjoy every single day, man. And
word.
that
was a great bunch of guys, bro.
it was, man. And I felt like I made it just being there, if I'm being real. And I think I kind of just lost focus and was kind of settled. And I just felt like I was entitled, and I just knew I was going to get something that I hadn't worked for, you know what I mean? And I got everything I deserved, man. And that's the way I see it. But, it was a great experience. I'm happy I got my 4 years in. And I'm happy I didn't go for like a year or two and just wonder what it could have been like, I got 4 years in, finished school, learned a lot.
Did you play like when you came in, you got recruited, Coach T recruited you, I know he a slick talk. I know he told you some shit that wasn't true, but anyway,
Nah,
he recruited
nah.
you, brought you
He
in.
didn't lie to me though. He didn't lie to me.
Nah, they keep it funky. Coach Self didn't lie to me. Dooley ain't lie to me either. They kept it G. If you can't play here, bro, we don't want you. Like if you can't fit in right here, he ain't never promised me no starting spot or none of that type of shit. He wasn't really promising nothing. He was just telling me like you don't have to work. But it's Kansas, and if you put in the work, the shit's gonna like pay off and be successful. Like it's gonna make sense, and that's all I needed to hear. Like it's Kansas. If I go put in the work, I'm going to the league type of shit, and that was all I needed to hear. But
But
I say that to say though, like when you
to you.
got here, did you feel like as far as like playing time and things like that, with that transition from just high school ball to like playing at that level where you was watching and you was like, okay, this is, I know I'm highly recruited, I'm highly ranked, I'm all of these things. I've been hooping on this circuit, I've been playing in high school, running it, and then you get here and that change of speed, you know, it like it hits everybody different, right? It hits everybody different. I honestly was able to adjust easy. I feel like I ain't gonna say easy, but to the game itself, I felt like I adjusted well. It was other things like just Coach himself that took some like that was hard to adjust to. Even though I came from a hard coach in high school, like that still was different. The freedom I had, like this, like making my like having to like be on time for my own schedule and stuff like that. It was more off the court shit that I had adjusting to than like practice and like the game and stuff like that. But like, how was it for you? Just all of it, like just the obviously the game stuff, but just like being on your own probably for the first time where you can kind of do your own shit. Nobody ain't really watching over you. You don't got no curfew. You can you got freedom. Like all of the things that you go through that I know you're coaching kids that'll go through these experiences here pretty soon. Like, how was that for you? And what are things that you would tell these kids to like pay attention to or watch out for or be mindful of moving forward?
From my Kansas experience, I would say, man, just like when life happened, and you got to pay attention because sometimes you can blow your opportunity. You know what I mean? By just not being
Ready.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't think it's really about the stats. I think it's more about the mentality, you know? And you are replaceable. And that's something that I ain't been preaching to my kids, and I'm about to start preaching it to them now. But you can be replaced. You know, maybe not in my heart. I'm always love you, but, you know, somebody trying to keep a program alive and you not helping in that, you know, degree, then, you know. But, you know, as far as on the court, though, the adjustment for me was smooth. It was easy. I got along with my bigs, and that's all I really care about when I play ball. I was cool with Twin. I was cool with Tri. I was cool with Big Fella. I knew how to play with all of them when it came to pick and roll situations or come down, give them the ball. They don't want no help. Like, that was easy for me.
Right.
The biggest obstacle.
I agree. That was easy for you. You picked up some of the shit that I couldn't pick up, just like an overhead pass or like the pass to the right angle. It was like things that he picked up so easy that I knew at that stage were hard for me. That this is how I knew like his game just seemed pretty effortless, and I was trying
But
hard all the time. Like
people used to say I
I
was
was trying
lazy.
hard. Yeah, for
But
sure.
people
It's
lazy.
definitely could be a knock against you because your game is very much like smooth and effort. And I think if it's today's basketball game, it's perfect. But at the time when we're playing 10 years ago, you can't be like that. You got to be full throttle. Ain't no playing at your own pace. It's only one pace. That's full speed. You get what I'm saying? Like,
That's how all my teams play now. So it's funny looking at it when I get a player that's good that come in our gym and they come in and they strutting, then somebody get on them, and then they trying, and then they might get away with it the first time, they might get away with it the second time, but they not used to the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh rep. And my
it's hard,
players,
bro.
you know what I mean? So I get it because I coach it now, but at the time that was my style. It was effortless, and the reason it was like that, in my opinion, is because I played in Vegas where I was a guard, but I was still taller than 95% of the people I was playing against. You know what I mean? It wasn't like a area like where you was, where you had some true bigs or at least people your height, bro.
Yeah.
Like
We had
everybody was
six
small.
six guards. We had 6'6" point guards and 6'7"
Yeah.
wings and 6'8"
But
Two
everybody was
guards.
nice too, though. But everybody nice too,
Facts.
though. Like,
Facts.
you know what I mean? Like, it ain't
Facts.
like they just small and not good. Like, every team you play small and nice. So I used to just play a little strut game, you know what I mean? And shoot half court shots. And I used to be making them. And I used to play effortless. And when I got to Kansas, that did not work for Coach Self.
Yeah,
And
nah,
that
it's
was a
not gonna
big
work because
obstacle, bro, when he used to try to make me play faster. I used to try to think faster. I remember one time in practice, bro, he was trying to get me to speed the offense up. And he kept getting on me, kept getting on me, kept getting on me, right? So, you know me, I'm always think smarter instead of working harder. That's just my mentality. Not to be lazy, because I ain't a lazy person, but I'm going to think first, right?
all right.
So he kept saying this. So I started whipping the ball down off primary without having to bounce it. Like I just threw it in
Catch
front of
and throw
Cole.
it. Right.
Yeah. Like threw it in front of Cole without having to throw it to the wing.
That's
And
fast though.
Cole wasn't ready for it. So when it hit Cole in the back, all he got to do is grab it and dunk. Coach got mad that I don't want to say didn't go faster.
Like didn't run faster. You did what he
I
asked,
decided
but you
to
didn't do
throw
it
a
how he
better
wanted it to.
pass.
He was
Like,
pissed.
yeah, it's like you
I
decided to
know.
throw a better pass versus like go
Running
like
fast as
Tyshawn.
hell.
Like I can't go like Tyshawn, bro. I'm not that fast. I'm not trying to
I
play at
feel
that
you.
speed. And he like, yeah, you're gonna have to pick it up. You know what I mean?
I'm
That was
telling you,
hard for me.
bro.
That was
I
a
think that's why it worked for me to adjustment like that because he wanted me to play fast, and I was like, "Oh, I could go like you telling me to
yeah.
go." But then this was the double edged sword though, because I never really was no point guard, bro. And when I was a point guard, I was playing in a system. Like my coach was saying, "You're the point guard for this play, so come
Mhm.
down, set us up, blah 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 blah," and I would be the point guard for that play. Like I wasn't running the offense every possession, having to think about time and score and all that type of shit. So now Coach Self is wanting me to play fast, but then when I go turn that bitch over or get a charge, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Now it's like, oh nah, you playing too fast, kid. Like slow that shit down. I'm like, wait. So that was for me. That was the thing, like having to find that. I found it. It took 4 years. It took 4 years. I found it. I for sure found it though. That balance of like going fast and knowing when not to go fast, and just like, you know what, this ain't even worth me even trying to make this fucking move right now. Like it ain't even worth it. Like, cause if it
Yeah.
happened, it's gonna be nice. But if I fuck this up,
He owned me.
let me
He
pull this
owned me.
out, swing that. I'll get it on the second side, pick and roll. We gonna get something good. Like let me just chill. I had to go through this shit for 2.5, 3 years, and two of those years, it was me thinking I was like obligated anyway. But I just want to talk about. I know probably don't want to preach too much on just the basketball itself because there's so much more to talk about. But I remember watching you play against Iowa State at Iowa State, and I'm pretty sure the year before that we lost to them. My senior year, we lost to them there, and so this would have been your next year coming back. So I would have been a year out, and I remember watching that game on TV and seeing you snapping and just going crazy in the crib,
Mm-hmm.
like really happy just for you yourself, but just knowing how hard it is to play there and for you to have a game like that. It reminded me, it put me in that Sharon in Oklahoma when I watched him do that my freshman year. Put me in that state of mind, like one of the best games that I actually seen somebody play at Kansas, probably still to date. Um, you've had big games like that after and probably before, but on that stage at that time, do you remember how that feeling? What took you there? What was going on in the game that you just was like, you know what, I gotta snap right now. Because
Yeah, I
again,
might be lying. I might be lying. So this story, I could be making this story up. So I want to be on record. If y'all edit this and y'all decide to highlight this part of the, make sure that y'all.
keeping
I
this shit
might,
in. Somebody gonna call you a liar in the comments if it ain't true.
but that day we had shoot around, knee hurting. Iowa State gym sucked the floor, so knee hurting. You know what I mean? I'm already kind of going through it that day. But coach owned me in shoot around, and he don't say nothing to me senior year. He got into it at the beginning of the summer, right after the championship game, right after you left. But that was it. He ain't say nothing to me after that. So he owned me for some reason, bro. He want to mess with me and my knee hurting today. So we go to the hotel. He owned it in film too. You know what I mean? not on me, but just on whoever, Sav, whoever it
He
is.
know how he you know what he get nervous when he know it's a chance that we could lose.
Yeah,
He be acting different. Let's just be
yeah,
honest.
for
Like
sure.
he get on you nigga. Like regular shit ain't regular when we go to Iowa State because he know it get critical in there. So he really like trying to make us be on our shit too. So I get it. I know
So
exactly the
whether
move.
your knee hurt or not, like is you playing or not, you know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
You out here, so this is the standard type of thing, you know what I mean? So yeah, he was on me and shoot around. He probably didn't even know my knee was hurting. On it in film, on somebody like Sav, he was messing with somebody, bro. So I'm saying what Sharon would have been saying to us. I'm like, he nervous, bro. He know that this is a game, and not nerve. We was using that word because that was our defense
It's
mechanism.
true. He could be nervous.
But that was
He ain't immune to being
if
nervous.
I'm being real though, to me, that was our defense mechanism because we wasn't trying to hear what he was saying. But in all honesty, I feel like he used to just be trying to tell us, like,
We didn't
I'm not worried
understand
about
it.
y'all.
Like, nah, we
I'm not
just didn't
worried about y'all
understand
at
it.
K State. I'm not worried about y'all at Mizzou. I'm not worried about y'all at Texas. I'm not worried about y'all at certain places. But here, bro, like,
It get critical, bro.
yeah, it
And
can
it's we
happen real
lost
quick.
there, so it's like, okay, we can lose here. We
Yeah,
know this.
yeah. And my junior year, your last year, one of them fans spit in my face. I be telling that story now too.
At
And they
Iowa
don't
State.
not like that, but
At
a
Iowa
fan
State.
spit in my face. Remember that?
I don't remember that, but I remember them calling my mom a bitch in there, and my mom flipping them off. Iowa State
Yeah.
they get reckless in there.
I
And
remember after that game, my senior year though, 40 in there. I remember getting that call from you, and you was telling me like you should have stopped and shot the three, so you could have had
when
40.
you got that done, I was about to bring up when I called. I was about to bring up, bro. I was hyped.
From
I was
now
about to
on,
bring up
that's
when I
how
called. I was
you
gonna
shoot.
ask you, do you remember the reference though?
Yeah, from now on, that's how you shoot.
Yeah, because me and
Now
Lodge,
on, that's
we
how you shoot.
we
I
movie
don't care what
guys,
no
so I
you
had to
talking
reference
about.
a classic Bad Boys line. From now on, that's how you shoot. When you shoot
Yeah.
the ball, that's how you shoot. I was spazzing.
Mhm.
I'll never forget watching that game being dumb hype for my boy. Like, yeah, it's about to get like that. It's getting like that. Um,
According to Wikipedia, it said you got death threats after that game. Is that true?
Yeah. I mean,
trying to pull
I
you.
wasn't paying stuff no mind because if I'm being honest, y'all, like I never been big on social media. Like even today,
Right, right,
I
right.
get on
I know
there,
that.
but I've never been on that. So everybody in the world knew but me because I wasn't on. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
He
It was
definitely
people
never
saying
really was.
when
Like
I'm
when I was on that shit heavy, he never was really on it ever. Even
yeah,
now.
it's people that's on the beach asking me, am I okay and stuff. I'm like, what you mean? Like everybody know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. You know what I mean? You know, like the West Coast, like the little walkthrough
Right.
area, like it's random people asking me, "Are you okay? You gonna be all right?" I find out a couple hours later, like, yeah, the police came. Matter of fact, to my class, came and got me out of class. Like, yeah, you all
That's
right? I'm
wild.
like, what y'all talking about? They're like, yeah, this dude threatening to come over here and kill you. I'm
That's
like,
wild.
they're like, yeah. He said he showed me the article. I'm
That is
like,
wild, bro. Cause
22 hours ago.
ain't nothing that serious, bro. Chill out.
I guess that dunk was.
Yeah,
I
you
said, did that dunk
violated.
put it over the point spread? Is that why
Coach
that
Self
dude was
say
going to
anything
come
to
kill
you?
you?
He say anything
But,
to you?
yeah, but see, this is the thing, and people think that I'm playing when I say it, but like I really had tunnel vision. Coach was getting on my nerves, bro. Like for real, Coach was
He
getting
does
on my
that from
nerves.
time to time.
Understand what that's like. I feel like the people that understand what that's like the most right now in the world that can relate to me the most is people that played for Coach Self and people that play
Ah,
for me.
ah.
That's what like can relate to it the most. Like, bro, he was just getting on my nerves, Ply.
You
Like,
wasn't
like
even thinking score time. You were just thinking fast break. Like,
I didn't know how much time was left. I got the
right, and that's
ball,
fair.
basket, dunk,
This is why I don't
dunk.
gamble on college games though, cause shit like this. This is why, like, as a gambler, a person who likes to indulge in a little bit of gambling here and there, I stay away
Yeah,
from college basketball, bro. Because these kids, we as kids, if somebody gambled on me at when I was 18 years old, put they hard-earned money on me, and I'm stressing about Coach Self yelling at me about to fail this class,
yeah.
whatever else I'm dealing with,
It's
man,
crazy.
y'all
People think
crazy.
people think that people got time to slow down and do that, bro. I didn't have time to slow down and look at my scout report. You think I got time to slow down and try to study how to tweak this scout report?
Yeah,
Like, anybody
nah.
got time for that, bro? I don't even know a coach finna play me right there. Like, you know what I mean? What do
I
you like?
wanna I wanna go
That?
back a little bit though, real fast. Not to cut you off.
Yeah, go ahead.
So we talked about that, but I want to talk about my senior year, which was the national championship year, my best season. Shit, I don't know how you feel, but I feel like it was your best season. Um, Maybe
Yeah,
not
for
complete,
sure.
but like for a stretch towards the end there, you was our best player. I say this all the time. I said this countless of times. I've been quoted saying this. Towards the end of that season, Big 12 tournament run, first 4 or 5 games in the tournament, you was
Mm-hmm.
our best player. You made every big shot for us, got every clutch play for us. It was like every time we needed a bucket, T-Rod ain't had nothing going. I ain't have nothing going. Big shot, big play, steal, dunk, lob, like big three. Like it was just happening after every game. And I'm in there with you every day. So I'm seeing this shit and noticing the importance of it because I'm like, damn, I look at the stat sheet or just watching film and knowing like, damn, bro, that wasn't it.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't it. And then we look at Lodge, 18, 7, and 4, like 16, 5, and 6. Like, I'm like, what the like I'm just on some like consistent balance for us. And we've had this conversation briefly, and I don't know if you want to touch on it at all, but I always say, and I said this about Sharon as well, like should have left after he hit that shot. I don't even know why I ever got to meet Sharon and play with Sharon because if he's supposed to leave after the national championship, in my mind, I don't know the behind the scenes or what's going on with his family or Coach Self or his body, his injuries and shit, but just watching the game,
Mm-hmm.
there's no Mario Chalmers shot without Sharon making 4 plays before that or some shit like that. You get what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So like we love Mario for that. And Mario got money off of that and probably made his professional career based off of having a great college career, but the shot. And Sharon was the best player to me in that game. He was a better player in the complete game. Anyway, I say that to say, why didn't you leave, bro? Why didn't you get out of there? I had to. I was a senior. T. Rowell was best player in the country all year. Him and Anthony Davis. No question, he was going lottery. I had to leave. I had no choice, and I was just happy that we ended up making it as far as we did because I was able to play myself into the draft. If we have any other season besides the one we had, I don't get drafted. If I have any other season other than the one I had, I don't get drafted. So I like the importance for me to have the season that we had, and because you was there, Trav was there, like we T Rob, like y'all don't even understand the conversation that me and T Rob had the summer before that, going into that season. I was ready to leave off of GP. Like I ain't even supposed to be here no more, bro. Like I'm out. I don't care what you talking about. I'm not going. They ain't looking at me. Blah blah blah. I'm gonna go one of these workouts, kill somebody, and it's gonna be that. Like I'm going. T Rob was like, nah, bro, we gotta come back. I'm like, bro, you come back, you going lottery. I come back, I can play myself out of this shit. I'm going as a junior. You feel what I'm saying? I'm a senior now. I come back and be bad and I have a good season. We seen enough. I know how this shit goes. So in my mind, I'm like, it's only one way for me to get drafted. I gotta come back and snap out. Thankfully, I did.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I had a nigga like you, a nigga like T-Rob, Coach Self finally letting me just go play, and the shit worked out. But again, I say all of that to say towards the end of that year, in my mind, I was like, after a point, I checked out because I already played myself into the draft, right? In my mind, I was just
Mm-hmm.
happy we were still playing. Like, bro, as bad as that team was compared to the other Kansas teams, I was just happy we were still like, we still top 10, we still winning a few games and shit. So by the time we in the tournament, I'm playing, but I'm just playing not to play bad, bro. To be honest, I ain't gonna lie to you. The whole tournament, I'm playing not to play bad. Don't do nothing so bad that whoever is looking at you in my draft you be like, nah. First time, this what he do. He fold. You feel me? Like I'm in my mind, I'm just playing not to play bad, which is in hindsight when I think about that time in my life, I I didn't really like. I ain't I didn't play my best when we needed to. Not that it hurt us because we still made it as far as you can make this shit, but I could have had better performances throughout that if I was like not so worried about not playing bad. Again, I say all of that to say, why didn't you leave, bro? You was our best. You were one of the like what was going on in behind the scenes? Because obviously you could have, basketball wise, what was going on behind the scenes with your family, with your health, that you decided to come back and have a senior year that probably didn't end up going the way you wanted it to go?
If I'm being honest, man, it wasn't really shock to me. It wasn't. It wasn't brought to me like
You had the
yeah,
opportunity.
Sure can leave. The only thing that was going through my mind is after that, I think it was Purdue game. What was our second game? We played the Detroit, then Purdue, right?
Yep.
And we played NC State, North Carolina. After that Purdue game, I just remember how bad my knee was hurting, man, and that was that. And it's crazy because you said something earlier that I wanted to touch on. You said I come through in the clutch with like a steal or a big time three or something. The first time I felt like I was that person for that team was in the Purdue game when I don't know if I ran through a pass or what, but I got that fast break dunk, and I know that dunk just deflated Like if you could play that clip on this part right now, if you could play that clip right now, like that play, and I got that steal or whatever that was, that run out, that was the play that I realized like I deflated they ass by myself. Like y'all rest, y'all go ahead, chill, y'all stay back type thing. You know what I mean?
Do that time and time again.
That was a hell of a time to start feeling like that because I felt like that when I shot that three against North Carolina. You know, like that wasn't to me. That wasn't no big
NC State though. You remember that?
What?
You made the winning basket against NC State. You know that, right? You don't remember? You don't remember? We was running out of bounds play. The out of bounds play was called for. It was like a X. So he's in a box. X come up. The person who had the elbow come to the ball, and then the opposite box goes up and screen him to come down opposite. So he look away to try to get that pass. You're supposed to go back for the safety. We don't get none of those things. The nigga takes his eyes off you for half a second and you come running straight towards the basketball, bro. And I throw it to you. Layup. That was the game. That was the winning point. That was a winning layup against NC State. And that wasn't even a play, bro. It was an out of bounds play. It was like 4 or 5 seconds left. And I was probably on second 4 of trying to get the ball to one of these niggas. And you just looked like we just made eye contact for like half a second, bro. And you just beeline right towards me. Tossed it over, dude.
You told me I need to watch that stuff, and I ain't watched it. I need to watch it.
You don't watch none of the games, bro. I done watched all of these shits. But no, you made the winning layup against NC State. That was the game before Purdue. Or the game after Purdue. So we played Purdue.
I think it's the game after Purdue.
Right. So you won. You probably again. Your stats probably was like 16, 5, and 6 or some shit like that. You had crazy numbers. Because I didn't play good against NC State, but I had 10 rebounds. It was weird. I don't even like. Fuck. I don't know. But
yeah, but like as far as why I didn't leave though, after that Purdue game, that dunk and all that shit felt good and everything, but like going to the locker room after that game, like I ain't feel right. I couldn't walk. I couldn't bend my knee. I couldn't straighten it.
You was going through knee pains all year? All that year? You was going through knee pains all that year?
Yeah, but like that shit kind of just like exploded on me.
So was it something actually wrong with your knee? Well, like in hindsight, was it the right decision to stay and get whatever? Did you have to get something done to the knee?
For my life, yeah.
Like for longevity?
You say what? Yeah.
For your
life.
My
senior year at Kansas was much needed.
Okay.
I think from Coach Self's standpoint, because I know for sure he could have got another guard in there if he wanted to. But that's him gambling. And we know he don't like gambling.
Yeah.
Like
question marks. Until they actually put a jersey on and do something, it's a question mark, so you never really know.
Yeah. He'd rather me do Tyshawn's job. And
yeah, because you know what I expect already.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier to coach somebody who knows.
I think it helped him, but I think I needed it because I don't think going to the NBA after my junior year would have been the best thing for me right now that I'm 33. You know what I mean? I don't think that would have. I learned a lot my senior year. You know what I mean? I went through things in my senior year, that I wouldn't have went through if I'd have left. And that's why I'm where I am right now. And
For sure.
that's corny and cliche, but
No, it's
I'm
real life. When you 33 years old, you could look back and say shit like that. You could be corny right now because that makes sense, bro. It like
like
when,
all my people went but me. Like that's how you feel me. Like it ain't never been, and I know Reed kind of got that feel too, but like everybody went. So
yeah, but going is going, bro. That shit, like, yeah, it's part of it, and it's something to definitely hang your hat on. I'm not gonna downplay it, but like,
hmm
I didn't have a great experience, bro. Like, I didn't like my 2 years as far as playing basketball in the A. I didn't have a great experience. Like, I spent most of that time in the G League or in a coat. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, I got experiences in the A, but I don't got no like. And then when you think about hindsight and think about the road traveled after that, I almost wish I would have planted my flag overseas first because that transition is so hard to go through when you already in the A. Because now you in your mind, you playing to get out. You're not playing to get comfortable when other niggas is over there like, all right, it's about to be my life. I'm gonna get comfortable. I'm gonna get the money here, blah blah blah. Like I'm playing to get back to the A the whole time. So I'm not getting comfortable. I'm not enjoying the shit. I'm rushing
yeah,
out of there. Nigga, I came to see you in Turkey. You got your dogs with you. You got your lady with you, feet kicked up, an apartment. I never unpacked my bag. You feel what I'm saying? But this is the mindset of like that transition is hard when you touch that shit and it don't go how you wanted to. Now you got to go the other route, which is cool. You figure it out, and I ended up figuring it out. But the, yes, nigga, it's like everybody's. So I feel where you coming from, and I even be feeling re when we talk about this shit. But like, ain't no telling that if you touch that shit, you stay in there. Ain't no telling that you get 10 years. Ain't no telling that you max out and you able to be yourself. You just there. You just can say I was there, and that's good. I'm like I ain't downplaying it because as a shorty, you 10-year-old telling 10-year-old Elijah you're gonna be in the NBA. You're not telling him what that means. That just means I'm gonna be there. So I
yeah.
get that, but
That's why I say 22-year-old Elijah, but like 33, 21, 22, but 33, I'm cool. I'm straight. My path was the best path. Like
for sure, for
I'm,
sure. And you
I'm
had
straight.
a great professional career. You done been to, like I said, I seen you in Turkey. You made your bones in Israel. Where else you been at over there?
Mm, Germany, Poland,
Germany, Poland,
Italy,
Italy,
Croatia.
Croatia.
Um, yeah, that's
Six
probably
countries in what, 7, 8 years you played?
7.
7. You've been officially retired. You officially retired, like officially.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I mean, I was still getting offers and everything.
Yeah, they still
Like
be offering me too, and I retire. I officially retire. Nigga still is. Hey, I
so,
got a
so
job
that's
for you in
different. So I
Venezuela.
ain't do that. I ain't do that. So what I did was is I got my gym during that COVID year when they made us all come home. And once we got that gym, it was like, all right, you might go back over there and it might be slow. You don't know what that money look like. Are
Hmm.
you really finna gamble with your gym? And I was just like, I'm a, you know, go ahead and keep. It wasn't like my health had, outdated me or I was tired or like they
Oh
was
no, I
still
know.
offering me a lot of money over there, bro.
I
But I
played
just,
with you in
I'm cool.
2019, 2018, 19. You
You
had
say what?
42. We played against each other in 2018, 2019. You had like 39. I had like 37 or some shit like that. We wasn't really
Yeah,
guarding each other, which is cool. I'll let you fuck my man up. You let me fuck your man up.
I was coming across half court firing. As soon as I came across half court, I
I'm
was
out and I'm
firing.
soon. I'm getting the balls. You make that shit, I'm getting it. I'm going 3 dribbles to the rim, layup. You're being looking at me like, damn. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I gotta go.
Man, we'd make a
To the
hell of a
cup.
3-on-3 team, boys.
But yeah, had a good career over there. Seen some places that you probably never thought about seeing. Got to travel, and now you planted your flag. You got your team with your lovely wife and your family. You got a youth program where you're coaching boys and girls. Let's talk. First of all, give a shout out to your wife, your lovely wife Natalie, who also played at KU. Was a baller in her own right and did her thing. Also, so shout out to Natalie. Uh, Natalie Knight, right? I'm saying
Yeah,
her last name, Natalie Knight Johnson now because they're married.
yeah,
So yeah, shout out to Natalie, who also is a baller, like I said, in her own right. And they together have get into it, Lodge. What do you guys have? Your youth program, just 4215.
Yeah, we just we a developmental program. We got our own little gym. Started out just working kids out, something that my wife uh, basically said she wanted to do a long time ago when I was still playing, and just kind of sat down with her, came up with some ideas, and she kind of took the first step, and I was right behind her, caught up to speed. Saving a little bit of money while I'm overseas, and we was able to get our own spot and kind of do it officially. And then we got a lot of good feedback, so it turned into teams. And now we got boys teams, girls teams.
How many teams do you officially coach right now yourself personally? You got a program.
Like in my program, because I'm a high school coach too.
Oh, you're also a high school coach.
Yeah, I'm coaching Olathe South right now at Nat, the school she went to.
Okay, and you coaching Olathe South boys?
Yeah, I'm coaching the boys up there.
Okay, you're varsity like head coach?
No, the sophomore team. Team.
Coaching the sophomore team boys at Olathe North, South?
South.
Olathe South. Okay, that's dope. I actually tried that too in Lawrence, and was coaching the JV for a couple games. That didn't go so great for me, but I love that for you. I know that's not doing a great job, killing it at Oak Park, so that's dope. Um, but yeah, so that's good. Developing the kids. You got how many kids in your youth program? I mean, how many kids? How many teams you have in your youth program?
Um, I don't know. I don't know how many kids on the team. The teams in the program, two different things.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, so like your teams, the team that you coach and travel with and play games with. You got what?
We got 5 girls teams and 6 boys teams.
And what ages do these go to? For anybody that may be like wondering.
Third grade. Actually, I'm sorry. We got 6 girls teams and 6 boys teams from 3rd grade to basically high school.
Okay. And I mean, anybody that's a fan of the podcast that watch a little bit that's heard me tell my story and what I'm doing now, a lot of it is me studying and kind of trying to watch Elijah from afar and watch his blueprint and how he did his thing. Even, brief conversations that me and him have had over the years of, this transition. So I like Taylor made stems from just 4215 in a sense, because I got the idea of, doing the training and building my own program, largely because I watched how successful Elijah and Natalie were able to kind of make their things. And yeah, I mean, it's been good for me. I still growing, and there's some hurdles that I've been through. Having your own gym, I'm finding out, is very clutch. So that's something that I know makes things a lot smoother for you guys. But I know that also comes with its own other things. It's like, having your own shit comes with its own other things. So, but I do know how clutch it is to just be able to, have that space. But a lot of what I'm trying to build now and do here in Lawrence is what I've watched Elijah do in, his area of like Olathe and Overland Park, and where he's training kids at. And like I said, it's been good. I've seen him at a couple of tournaments, seen some of his teams play. Got some good ballers. We've actually scrimmaged between our teams. He's come to Lawrence a couple of times to scrimmage against Taylor Made, so that's been good. Kicked our ass both times, but it's all good. Taylor, we still building, we still growing.
Y'all starting. Y'all just
for sure. We got some kids. We got some kids that really want to be better basketball players and really work hard and really are committed. And for me, that's enough, man. Because if they at this age, they'll get better, because they got so much to learn that they'll get better. At what rate, how fast, how good, a lot of it depends on them. But right now, at the age that we working with them at, the 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade level, it's just like perfect timing to start really being the type of coaches with the experience that we have to be around them. Because what I'm learning is a lot of them love basketball and have been being coached, but just haven't been being coached. I ain't gonna say the right or wrong way, because it ain't no right or wrong way, but just different than you can tell someone who's played at a high level has been coached before. So again, no offense to Rock, I love Rock, but if he's coaching his son at something in basketball, it may help his son just because his son don't know that much, and his experience of life in basketball himself is going to help his son. But then when you or I do it, it's going to be different because our experiences are completely different, and we are speaking from a different perspective. We speaking from a real in-game perspective. We speaking from a real I've been coached like this perspective. We speaking from a perspective of somebody who understands the game is changing and you got to change with it. We watching it. We got friends that's playing it. It's just like a real. It's like different for us to do it than than a dad or what I'm saying, or somebody who
Obviously you haven't
just
seen
likes
my
the
eighth
game.
grade tapes, man.
And so when you talk about how your kids probably think you're a madman and think you crazy, how we looked at Coach Self in certain senses, I know my kids feel the same way about me. Rock's been around me training these kids, and I'm not. Yeah, like I know, and I come from at every level of basketball I ever played. I had a maniac for a coach, bro. Like I don't know basketball no other way. I promise you. Like every single level I played at. I know all my coaches been maniacs, bro. Like motherfucking me to death. Like that's the only way I know how to that's the only way I know how to really give the game. And I really be giving the game, but it's just like it be other things that trigger me, but I'm hard on them. I'm not easy on them. It's not hard to play for me. I have lost some kids probably because of that reason, and I'll probably lose a couple more, but I've gained
Hey, look,
some.
I'm gonna tell you something somebody told me, and it bothered me when they told me, but it's real about this. It's like you gonna lose kids all the time, and you're gonna get new kids. And I hate it when I heard that.
It's already been happening to me. I've been in a short time.
Sometimes people just be in search for something that they don't understand what they're searching for. And if a parent gonna really pay that much money to have their kid, be in a sport, the least it could come with is the discipline aspect of it. And quitting ain't a part of that, And when he told me this, like it made so much sense to me, but it still bothered me. And now I didn't been in situations where I didn't told the best player on my team, like, I don't think this is gonna work. You know what I mean? And then done it a couple of times. Now we got a cancer-free program. I don't have to worry about what the parents are talking about. If I hear about something, or you know what I mean, that's different. But I think it's more about that. But those families that think, hey, my son better, like, let him go try from Mocan and tell me, come back and tell me what
That's the part of this shit that I was not ready for. See, like when I started to do this, my whole intention, Rock knows, my whole intent was to teach the game. I don't want to even be talking to parents half of the time. Like I don't even be wanting what we talk, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, unless it's to help the kid get better at something. But a lot of these, how parents see their kids different than a coach gonna see their kids, or anybody else in the world gonna see their kids. You know what I'm saying? So little Billy is the best player, or little Billy has so much potential, or little Billy has the best attitude, or little Billy, and they not at practice with little Billy running around, not listening, missing all his layups. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, I tell you this though. This is one thing that I can say about that. All my practices are closed. All my parents know. I don't want.
I need people to see. I need people to witness what I'm witnessing, because when they kids go home telling them coach was yelling at me or spazzing out, I need you to sit here, watch what they're doing, so when they go home telling you how crazy I am, you feel me. You understand?
Hey man, hey, good luck with that logic. I'm telling you, the other way is the way, because the parent is always going to trump us. Like, no matter what, the parent going to always trump us, no matter what's going on. So you never even going to get a chance to see if that's doable, if it's not just between you and the kid. Like,
I know.
The parents shouldn't have nothing to do
especially
with
my
that.
young age, the little kids always looking over at their parents every single time.
Yeah, see, that's the
And then
problem.
Dad's be yelling too.
I tell the parents right away. I say, hey, it's closed, and I say, I'll let him tell you, or I'll let her tell you how they felt after. And then I tell them, if I can't be in this gym with your kid by themselves, then I don't need to coach them. Now, one thing that I did learn from our program, and I want to highlight this too, though, that my parents kind of said to me, and I respect it, which they right, is if the gym gonna be closed during practices, they at least should get a progress report, because they paying for it, they want to know what's going on. But I don't have any assholes in my program where I got people just barking up my tree, you know what I mean, about that. Nobody really, like, they come into the games, they seeing their kids get better, they seeing their kids learning and stuff, you know what I mean. But I think that a closed practice is probably the best thing for, anybody at this step. And if you can't be in there with that kid without them looking over their shoulder, they always gonna look over their shoulder.
And not
And
all
whatever
parents like this. It's a couple parents, and I'm not even mad at. I'm not mad at it, bro, because I be in there losing my mind. Some of the shit these kids be doing in there sometimes, and I'll be like, bro, what? I look at the parents for confirmation. Like, hold up, did everybody just see what I just see? So when I spaz out right now, like I ain't tripping. But
Nah,
I
you
feel what you're saying. I
going through a
definitely feel what you're saying.
stage.
Now I
You
definitely feel
said
what you're saying. I think that's something that we definitely gonna talk more about, me and you, just like off the joint. But yeah, man, you and Natalie have done a great job with the like I said, with the program, continues to build it. I know that you love the game of basketball. I know she does. I know the kids that you're teaching are getting better. I'm constantly personally getting text messages about kids getting better and better, and how parents appreciate how I coach their kids, and how much better they've seen their kids become under my care. And so I know that I'm doing the right thing, and I also know this like when it comes to the game, the actual game of basketball. I know this shit. Ain't nobody. I can sit at any table in any room with anybody and talk about the game at a high level, bro, because I seen it. I know I've been coached by it. I know this shit. So I ain't never tripping off what I know. So if these things ain't getting better, it don't have nothing to do with what I'm doing. Because there's a lot of people that are. You know what I'm saying? So that person needs to max out their effort and their energy and their attitudes, and then they'll get better. And that's kind of where how I'm approaching it. But I've had a lot of success with it, bro. And like I said, I want to, give you your flowers on making that transition, because it's not easy to be doing something our entire life, to be having a goal and a vision for ourselves, for people to be putting pressure on us, for us to be putting our own pressure on ourselves, to go through stages of life with people, and then go through certain things and those people not be around anymore. I know every hooper or every person who dedicates their life to a sport or something goes through those things, and to actually go through the transition where you're not doing that thing anymore, it's hard.
yeah.
And again, I watched you from afar make it seem very easy. And then again, that goes back to who you are as a person, the way you played the game. You made that transition seem smooth, bro. And I was able to kind of watch, and we talked about this. I've texted you about it. We talked about it, and yo, how should I do this? Or I seen you do this. What should I do? Because again, I'm watching you from afar, and I'm going through my shit thinking like, damn, I actually in my mind never thought about not playing basketball. Like I knew it would come, but I never actually sat down and thought about the day. Like that shit's here, right? And then I always think about, okay, cool. Like I'm obviously know I got basketball. That's the gift. That's what I know the most. I can make something from this. And then obviously you transition into the training, but just the steps of making it a business and doing it the right way, it ain't easy. And so being able to have somebody like you to, lean on in a sense, was dope, and I appreciate that. Um, I'm sorry, I just got a call from my niece, y'all. I had to put this on the pod. But now I appreciate you for giving out that game, not gatekeeping, letting me know like this is what you need to do, this is what you need to look out for. And we still just getting started, bro, because we got to actually do some things together that I think will work like wonders in the area that we're in. So we definitely gonna sit down and even talk more. But again, I appreciate you. Thank you for being here, coming on, talking about your career, life, all of the shit you got going on now. Um, I want to just talk about the basketball aspect. I know we not basketball players and hoopers no more, but anybody that's gonna watch this and know who Elijah is gonna understand who he was as a hooper. The kid was a baller, bro, and he did everything as far as being a basketball player really good, and was somebody that I was able to compete against, play with, and I'm really appreciative of that. So, and then again, even just being overseas, like I said, bro, we was in Turkey one year, and we played against each other, and I pull up to his house wifey cooking food for us, and we watching what we was watching. Shameless, I think. This nigga was watching Shameless, and with his two little dogs and shit. Like he was always somebody that from a distance I can look up and just be like, yo, this is how you got to do it. If you're gonna do it, this is the way to do it. And I don't always tell him that, but from a distance, I'm always watching and admiring, bro. So, and just you being you, bro. We didn't even really get into like the T-Rob story of the fire extinguisher.
I saw Mario and them talk
Yeah,
about.
because we talked about that a couple of times, so we ain't really get into the
I'd
juicy
rather
shit.
I'd
Yeah,
rather
but
talk about the name El Plaga.
I'm about to.
Like,
This is. I swear to
do
God.
people
Hold
do
on, hold
people
on, hold
know?
on. Stop. Before we get to the nickname, me and you had to go to Houston because we and you we did some shit. We had to go to Houston as like a punishment, but and within that punishment, we were playing basketball. Like we went down there to work out with John Lucas. Any basketball player understands and knows who John Lucas is. He was a #1 draft pick in fucking 1970 something. He was a great basketball player. Two sons that played in the or played basketball. One played
Yeah,
in the
he
NBA
was an
for a
All
long time.
American in tennis too. He was like an All American in tennis too.
He's a legendary like he's an athlete, legendary,
Yeah.
like legendary. But again, I say all that to say, me and Elijah went to work out at his like training camp basically, and I was going into my senior year, which ended up being my best year. And we talked about Elijah's junior year, which ended up being his junior year. Elijah also talked about growing up in Houston and having family and shit. So when me and Elijah were down there, we were down there for this thing, but we would also slide off and go see the fam and chill and kick it and all of that. Auntie still owe me a piece of red velvet cake too. I'm gonna have to send this clip. Still need that.
Jay Nuke definitely gonna clip and
Nook,
send this to
yeah, send this to Nook, bro. I need that red velvet expeditiously. But no, I talk about that time in Houston because that time, for one, we were able to like do something different. Like we didn't just go home in the summertime. We would first of all we were together, which I think for whatever reason in hindsight probably gave us a little bit better chemistry and able to kind of know each other a little bit better when it actually mattered on the basketball court. I got better as a basketball player, bro. Like playing against y'all every day and playing against pros and then having the schedule that he had us on. I got better, bro. And so much so that when I was getting drafted the next summer, my agent asked me who I wanted to work out. We start naming all of these trainers and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, nah, we going to pay John this money. I'm going to go down here and work out with him because I had the best year of my college career because I was just down here doing this. And again, I went back down there and then fast forward to who I was down there with, Will Barton and Andre Blatch. Blatch ended up being my teammate on Brooklyn. Will Barton ended up getting drafted one draft before me. And I don't think that's no secret. I think whoever drafted us was in Houston seeing us bust each other ass every day. And now we bet 40 and 41 type thing. And so it all started to make sense after a while that I made the right decision. But did that experience do anything for you? Just getting back to those roots and being in Houston and then being locked in them little ass gyms all day, every day?
Honestly, Ply, it wasn't because I had been doing it since I was in elementary school.
Yeah, you already
And
know
the
what to
only
look
time
forward
I
to.
didn't do it was after my sophomore year in high school, after my freshman year of college, and sophomore year.
So
No,
you were
I did it
just
after
used
my
to
sophomore
growing,
year.
you were just used to going to gyms and it being pros like that and all of
Yeah.
that.
Like out of my since elementary school, I had done that every summer already, but I had been doing it for like every summer already. I want to say I maybe missed 3 summers since elementary school, like since like fifth, sixth grade.
That's
So
wild.
I had been doing that, and that include my time at Kansas. Like I didn't go after my freshman year, I went after my sophomore year, and then I didn't go after my junior year. You know what I'm saying?
He ain't send you back, huh?
Yeah, but then I went after my as soon as I got done my senior year. Like I've
Remember that.
always been at that gym. That's why. But see, for me, I kind of didn't take the punishment as a punishment because
Neither
I
one
knew
of
what
us
to
did,
expect.
bro. Neither one of us did, bro, because it felt like a punishment because we knew why we was there, but it didn't feel like a punishment. It wasn't like we was in trouble. We was playing basketball all day and we went back to the
I
hotel
mean,
room.
the whole idea was to basically, in my opinion, is to like just like basketball us out because the whole theme is you got to wake up early, go work out, go back, take you a quick little nap, then come back, work out, go take you another nap, then go work out again. So I feel like when they delivered it to us, you didn't quite understand where we was going. I knew what it was. I had so like to me, I
It
was
was
just
hard for
kind
me
of
the first. It was hard for me the first like 3 or 4 days, bro. Like just getting up,
I
working
knew
out
what
and
it
shit.
was. I knew what it was. I wasn't blind to it at all. I was thinking about getting a car so we could go to Frenchie's on our free time. I'm thinking about, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what
Nah,
my mind.
definitely did put me on the
I already
Frenchies.
knew that they had us locked down for like
I
we
ain't
gonna
gonna
wish that we
lie,
had the
bro.
break that everybody else had. Nah,
I
y'all
love
not.
Houston to this day because of those 2 summers. That one with you and
Oh
the one I
yeah,
went back. I love Houston to this day. I made like some close friends that I still talk to here and there from out there.
mm-hmm.
Like always had a good
Jay
time just
coached at
visiting.
Duke. You know that, right?
Yeah, I seen Jay at Duke. I did see Jay
Yeah,
at Duke.
yeah.
Um,
But that's crazy. We was in the gym with all of them, and I have been doing that the
ooh,
whole time. So,
that's
like,
wild.
yeah, I
That's wild.
mean, to me, what was crazy to me. Okay, so I can speak from an aspect of, or a perspective that I haven't spoke from. To me, it felt good to be down there with you because it was just like there they go. Like
Yeah,
everywhere you saw me, you saw you.
yeah,
Everywhere
and
you
we was
saw you, you
busting
saw me.
ass
We
too.
had on all that Kansas shit, and that
Yeah,
stood out down there because it's like the two Kansas dudes. You know what I'm saying? And we was just tearing shit up.
yeah,
That's
we
how I
was.
remember it.
And then
And
we
I remember
went
them
back and
full court
played good.
games.
Then we went back and went to the national championship, bro. So the next
Going
summer when
crazy.
I went there, you know how much love I was getting from the niggas in that gym? When I went
Yeah,
back the next summer, because now I know some of the faces, they know me. I'm getting ready for the league, my confidence up, and I just finished playing the national championship a week before this, 2 weeks before this.
man. I be trying to tell people sometimes. I get people that act like they don't want to play with certain people or they too good or whatever, right? I even lace my sneaks up and play with my kids. I can't move like that, but I do it sometimes. You know what I mean? But I be trying to tell them, like, man, when I was coming up, and I hate saying that, so I stay away from it because you just
Oh, you
sound
sound like
older.
some old niggas.
But I be like, nobody showed me that mercy. Like Gerald Green dunked on me, bro, 15 times in a row, and I was only in like the 7th grade, bro. He was a pro. He was
Yeah.
already playing for the. I think he was playing with the Timberwolves, and he dunking on me time. And I remember after the workout, they pointed out that he had a finger missing. And they like, yeah, I didn't even know, bro.
I
I just
see.
know.
No, remember he was again. We go back down there. We down there, and I see this. He's shooting with that shit. It's on his shooting finger too. It's going like
Bro,
this.
cash,
He might shoot that
bro,
bitch.
cash.
He said he
But
lost
the
it in
crazy
some
thing
shit. I
is,
don't
though,
know.
is like he know I'm in the 7th grade. You think he took it easy, bro? He dunked on me 17 times in a row, and I got Big Luke right there on the side in the chair. You know, he get his back rubbed. He get his back killing me. Number one player, what? Number one player, what? That boy dunking on you. I'm like, he in the NBA. So what?
Right.
So he in the NBA
So
at the time.
what?
So I be just trying to
So
tell people, like, don't get on your high horse to the point where you can't play with. You can always get on the court and play mental basketball
yeah,
with
and
anybody.
don't be scared to lace him up against anybody. It don't matter who
Mm-hmm.
he is, where he played at, what he do. Like if you feel like you that, you got to show it. And I think a lot of kids don't be. They be scared of getting exposed these days, and so they be running from the smoke instead of
But
up.
I
We
think it's because they
but
don't know
up.
the game, though. I think the people that don't know the game do that. Because if you know the game, it make it a lot harder.
But
These
it's
are
also
kids that
it's a different time too. These kids different, bro. Like us, again,
yeah,
we had to play against the person that was better than us to say that we was better than them. You can't just go on a blog and say I'm better than this person and you never seen him before. He in Indiana and I'm in Jersey and I'm better than Elijah. How? You never even played this nigga before. How you say that? He ranked higher than you. You know what I'm saying? Like you actually got to see him at a Peach Jam or see him in a Vegas tournament or see
right.
him at a Wild World of Sports somewhere and hoop against him, play good, and then you could pop your shit. And then it might
Yeah.
be, you know what I mean? Somebody might write up about it on one of these little sites or something that was coming up at that time. But you can't just talk about that shit like how these kids can now. Different game. Last question though.
All right.
All right, so anybody that know me, really, really know me, I got a nickname. One of my nicknames. El Plaga. Now, El Plaga is a character in a movie that me and Elijah both really love. And at a time, I don't know why I was watching this movie so much on DVD, maybe because I bought the DVD from Walmart. It was like one of them 4-packs, like a 4-movie DVD joint. So you get like 4 movies on one DVD.
You
And
bought us. You bought us because it just rotated.
well, I
We
had
was
like 6 of those DVDs, but it was like all
we
like our neighborhood classic movies, Belly, State Property, like He Got Game. It was like all of the movies that we love, Bad Boys 2, all of the movies that we love, we was watching on rotation. But this one was what we was watching the most for whatever reason. We was in our like, we was in that thugger era, I guess. And I tell a story like one day I was really, like one day I was either really mad or just going through it, and I was watching the movie, and El Plaga in the movie, anybody that's seen State Property 2 know his character is kind of like behind the scenes, putting all the plays together, like making shit happen on a low. And so one day I just was spazzing out, and I was like, man, y'all gotta call me Plaga, like El Plaga, like that's my name type shit. Like I'm the one putting this shit together type shit, like awesome, like had a Scarface moment. That's how I tell a story. Elijah says, "What now? How did I get this nickname?"
so the beginning of the problem is Coach Self on his ass.
I got a
He
nickname that
leaving
stands for
out.
Coach
He
Self.
leaving out the whole part of what started the fight. So Coach been killing him, right?
This is that sophomore year that I was talking about. That we
I
had a great team,
remember,
but it was like
bro.
niggas on my ass.
Matter
Right,
of
yeah.
fact, yep, this is your sophomore year,
I
and I'm
know
not gonna
exactly what you're
lie,
talking
I
about
know
because I
that.
came back from. I know this for sure. I came back from the USA thing. I just got my car. I know for sure. I know where we at when we watching this movie all day. I know what we doing, and it's summertime too. I know what we doing. We chilling all day, heavy.
I'm me personally. I'm chilling. Coach ain't messing with me. I'm good. I don't know if it's like a you shouldn't go out type of feel or what. I don't know what it is, but I don't go out. I'm chilling. I'm at the room. I'm in my room. Things are great for me right now. Dude come busting in my room at like 1 something in the morning, just
Awful.
going in.
I was drunk.
Now, what he don't know is, and it might have been yours. It was either yours or Rio's because it definitely wasn't mine. Is that I'm in the room watching the movie. Now I got my movie on pause. I gotta let Ply get it out. He going in. He telling me everything about. I ain't gonna say what he was saying, but he not he tripping, but he not tripping. The stuff he's saying, he not wrong. He just needs to let it out. You know what I'm saying? So he
Was I
get to
talking
let
about
it
Coach
out.
Self? Was I talking about Coach Self?
Yep,
I was
you
pissed.
going in.
I
You
know,
going
bro.
in.
That was the worst day
So
of my life.
then you tell me, Lodge, like I need you to get me right. You feel me? So I'm like, all right, you feel me? And I talk to him a little bit. He get right. Then he just started getting in his bag. He looking at the movie and he just started saying El Plaga. And then I started laughing. I don't know how it clicked. I don't know how the definition just made sense. But to me,
Did
El
though.
Plaga was a person because he was going at Coach Self like he don't know who I really am. Like, you know what I mean? El Plaga on the movie, you find out who he really is at the end. You know what I mean? Like, basically. So he was just like, I'm gonna show people. Like he was on some motivated stuff. You know
I'm
what I
gonna get the
mean?
last
Like,
laugh, sucker.
but I'm not on that. I'm in the room trying to watch a movie, bro. The lights are on now. We done came up with a new nickname. So the next morning, we in the locker room. I don't feel like he remember any of this. Like this is how I'm taking it. Cause he didn't say nothing to me. He didn't look like he was moping no more. He just in the locker room. So then me being me, I start saying everything he was saying the night before. I start saying it back to him. So, so when I start
Put my
saying
whole shit on
all
blast in
the
front of
stuff that
everybody.
he's
You know?
saying, he looking at me, and I feel like now it's starting to register to him. And yeah, he basically named himself El Plaga. And for whatever reason, he could have his definition. Because I don't know. The dude just started calling himself El Plaga. And I wasn't finna let him forget. As irritated as he was the next day, because he definitely didn't feel like playing. He definitely didn't feel like laughing and joking with me. So that's when I had to. And I'm El Plaga this, El Plaga that. Then I got Keith laughing. Now they keep laughing. Now
Yeah, that
everybody
shit
in.
stuck like glue, bro. The twins don't call me nothing else, bro. They've been calling me that for
Fly.
15 years, bro. And it's crazy because the people in the movie are like Philly rappers that's playing the actors in the movie. So like, it really stuck with the Philly dudes. Like when that shit hit, when Elijah said it in the locker room or Keith caught on to it, they don't call me nothing else, bro. They've been calling me El Plaga forever, bro.
I just had to remind you, bro. Like you was turned up that day, and
I remember
you
this now.
you,
I remember you
you was
telling me the story
motivated.
that I was pissed off at Coach Self, but it makes sense, bro. I'm telling you, it was my sophomore year. It was the year that I started every game, bro. I'll turn that bitch over. He'll take me out, and I'll sit there for 6 minutes, and he'll put me in, take me
No,
out.
it was definitely your sophomore. It was my freshman year.
Nigga,
I remember. I
I
remember.
know exactly what I was going through with dude. He had me questioning my life, bro. Like, do I still want to be at Kansas that year?
Hey,
I mean,
remember when the twins went to the office? And I'm finna hop off of that too, man. I gotta go help them on. But remember when the twins went to the office and told coach that they thinking about transferring to Villanova? No, it wasn't Nova. What they said Nova or what's that right there, right down the street from the crib?
Temple or LaSalle, no,
Nah. Yeah.
LaSalle.
They told coach we finna transfer to Villanova or LaSalle.
He tried to
Bro,
threaten him.
they came back to that weight room so fast, bro. They came back to that weight room so fast, bro. Wasn't know none of that. Coach
Yeah,
shut that down real quick. Yeah,
but that's
okay.
how he
Y'all
is, though.
go back down there with Hootie.
He be having niggas questioning their life when we come to Kansas, bro. But all in all, bro, all in
We
all,
got
bro.
hold on. We got you got 2 more minutes.
Oh yeah, we got Chuck. 2 more minutes, Lodge.
Yep,
You got 2 minutes. You
yep.
watch Chopping It Up with Chuck. You ready to get in the hot seat?
I have
Yes.
not watched that yet, but I guess I am.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah. She logging on right now. That's my daughter. She gonna play Chopping It Up with Chuck. She got some questions for you guys.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, it froze up a little bit. Okay.
There
Yeah,
she
nah.
come. There she come.
Oh, we get to see your face today. Hi, Chuck.
Hey,
You ready to go? All
hey,
right, let's do it.
welcome to Chopping It Up with Chuck. We're gonna play Would You Rather. The rules are simple. I'm gonna ask a question and you must answer. And if you don't, there's gonna be a little twist. You next time you're on the basketball court, you have to run up and down. You must video it, post it, and tag the podcast. You ready to play Would You Rather?
Hold
Let's
on. Did you
play.
hear that, Elijah?
So I gotta. If I don't answer the question, I gotta run and I gotta record it and send it to y'all.
And tag
Yep.
you gotta post it on your page, but you gotta tag us, and then we'll repost it.
I got you.
Would you rather wear someone's dirty underwear or their toothbrush?
Would I
Would
rather
I
wear
wear
someone's dirty
somebody's
underwear or do what with someone's toothbrush?
Use their toothbrush.
I'm gonna wear their dirty underwear. I'm gonna turn them inside out and just put them on for the
There we go.
day, and then just hope that just hope they ain't that dirty. Like dirty because they wore them, but not like stained and filthy and shit. Like dirty just because they had them on the day before type of thing. Pray to God that that's the deal.
See,
Yeah.
I'm putting on somebody's dirty underwear over my pants, and then I'm gonna
That's
wear their dirty underwear over
disgusting,
my
bro.
pants. But it's
He
not
gonna
touching my skin.
he gonna be wearing
You
dirty
putting on
underwear.
somebody's dirty underwear on your skin, bro. Which
They're
is
gonna be
worse?
inside out. The part that was not on their skin is gonna be on my skin.
I think we can all agree that we're not using a toothbrush.
That's a
Right, right.
fact.
Alright. Would you rather eat chocolate that tastes like poop or poop that tastes like chocolate?
Eat chocolate that tastes like poop, bro. I'm not eating actual poop. Chuck, these
You
questions,
wild,
bro.
Chuck. You wild. I'm
Yeah, I'm
eating
gonna
chocolate that tastes like poop.
that which is fucking nasty, but I ain't gonna actually eat shit, Chuck.
Elijah?
Lil Lodge,
I'm gonna eat the chocolate.
Hey,
I gotta eat the chocolate. You can't just say I'm gonna eat.
There's only one right answer to that question.
That is such a brain. That's a brain that mess with you and get you to thinking.
Yeah,
Like, what's
nigga.
more important to you?
The taste or the actual food? The
Yeah.
taste. What else you got for us, Chuck?
Would you rather lick a dirty trash can or the bathroom floor?
Lick a dirty trash can or the bathroom floor? These questions are quite disgusting today.
Yeah, Chuck, what you on today?
Yeah. That's tough.
Bathroom floor, I can't see myself licking the bathroom floor, bro. The men's
But
the men's
garbage
bathroom,
can?
the garbage can.
You ever
I'm
looked at the outside of a garbage can?
Yes, I have, bro. You
I'm
ever been
going with
to
the
a
garbage can, man. I'm
that's
going
I feel like
garbage
that's the
can.
only right answer too, bro. I
I
can't like
can't.
the bathroom floor at like a fucking restaurant or a bar, bro.
Yeah, come on, man. I can't do it.
You ever stood at one of them stalls,
But
bro?
okay, if you want to think from a germ standpoint, like the bathroom probably get cleaned more than that garbage can.
Touche. So we catch it right after the cleaning. It
There
might
you go.
actually be
So,
better.
so,
That's a good point.
so
I'm still
that's
going
what
trash can, man.
I'm licking the floor, but I'm just waiting till they mop it.
I'm gonna say I think I might actually go floor right after they clean is my answer. Final answer.
Okay. Would you rather have to wear wet socks every day or only be allowed to wash your hair once a year?
Only be allowed to wash my hair once a year. Chuck, I don't have a lot of hair. Wouldn't hurt me to not wash my hair ever, but once a year is fine.
Or
Wet
I gotta
socks
work
is very much uncomfortable.
Would
every
you
day.
Every
get
day
used
for a
to it
year.
after like if you would you get used to it for like after a month? Would you get used to wearing wet socks?
I don't have to wash my hair, bro.
I mean, no, but let's think about this though. Can I wear these wet socks?
What?
Elijah's a deep thinker, man.
can I
Elijah's a deep
can
thinker.
I wear these wet socks until they dry and
Yeah,
then with my
yeah.
shoes
Does
on?
is every day a new pair of wet socks, or
Oh
they're gonna
god.
dry out eventually?
Hey, I told you, bro. I'm always gonna think
Yo,
about it. I ain't
you
gonna just.
silly, bro.
Can I wear these socks with these flip flops until they dry and
That's
I
a
can
good
put my
point.
shoes on?
You from Vegas, them shits will dry up in a second.
It do hit different.
Them shits will dry up in a second, the Vegas heat. I'm still probably gonna go to wash the hair out because
I
I'm
mean,
going.
I got less hair than you, so I gotta go the wash the hair route.
yeah, wet socks just
I'm,
feel uncomfortable.
I'm going with the wet socks, man.
Wet socks and
Because
dry them out, baby.
they drench. They said wet.
They gonna be wet the whole time you got them on.
Nah, okay. Well, then I got to do the hair. Not only I got to do the hair, I got to do the hair
Chuck, you about to start answering some of these questions too, girl.
for real.
You
Because
can't
you
just
got me
ask
feeling
them.
very uncomfortable with myself.
Licking
Alright,
floors and shit.
question. Tell us a time you made Coach Self the most mad at you for something you did off the court.
Ooh,
Tell
I ain't
us.
talking about that.
I mean, part of the reason why we went to Houston was because we pissed the guy off, man. He had to kick us out.
No. We
Um,
need
but
an
I don't
answer.
know. I got a couple of things. I'll talk about which we talked about already is when we got into that football altercation with the basketball team and the football team. It was like a little fight thing. He was pretty pissed about that. And for whatever reason I was like the center of the eye in that shit. I don't know why, but I had to happen to get the grunt end of that. And then there was another time where it was hella random. Elijah, do you remember when I fell off that 4-wheeler and hurt my leg and came back to school from
Yep,
the summertime and I was like in
yep,
the cast basically?
yep,
I fell off a
yep.
4-wheeler. I was like riding a 4-wheeler the day before we had to like return back to school. And I was like trying to record videos and get cool videos to show the guys when I got back to school. And I flipped off that shit and like hurt my leg. I still got a big scar on my leg today because of that shit. And he was pissed, bro. I remember getting a text like, none of y'all better be riding bikes or motorcycles, motorpads, skateboards. Y'all better not be riding nothing. Better be walking to class every day. I don't want to see y'all on nothing. And I'm like, God damn, bro. I really can't stay off this guy's shit list for
Yeah, I
anything,
remember you
bro.
was on a spree. Like you couldn't breathe
Bro,
the right
I,
way.
like literally, I would just be getting in trouble. Like, I get a speeding ticket here, like random shit, but it was happening back to back. I think he was questioning his life. Like, does this guy is he trying me? I really wasn't, but yeah,
It seemed like you was though, bro. I used to be watching sometimes like,
y'all used to be. I know y'all used to be really worried about me, bro. Like, yo, you good, bro? Like, I'm like, bro, word is born, bro. This is just my luck, bro. Like, word, I swear. I'm like, swear to God, my mother, like my sister, like, I swear, bro, I was just doing this. Like, I swear, like, he wasn't trying to hear that. I had to tell
none
y'all.
of that.
All right, Elijah, what you got? What's the worst the self's ever been mad at you?
Um, I think I don't know, man, because he ain't never made me feel like he was mad at me. He always made me feel like he was disappointed.
Which is worse. So talk
Like
about that.
I don't know.
Talk,
Because I mean, I don't know, bro, because it was different. Like for real though, Ply, like Coach A never really just do that to me in practice. He never
do
did that
what?
to
Do
me.
what he
Like,
did to me, right? What he used to do to me?
yeah, like he never did that to me,
Make
bro.
sure you
Like
make that
the
clear.
way he
What
used
you
to
talking
crush
about?
me, the way he used to crush me, bro, is he used to make me feel like he was just disappointed in like a decision that I made or something. So like, anytime he did that, it was the same feeling. Whether that was one time it was I ain't go to class and he told me I need to go that time. And I actually overslept. And he
Wasn't trying to
told me,
hear that.
Ply,
Like the
like
wrong time to be
it was senior
oversleeping.
year. It was senior year, and he was like, "We lost." I can't remember where we was, but we lost. And as we was leaving the hall, he was like, "Go to class tomorrow." Like he let me know he was checking and he didn't want to have to, or however he was saying it. And I was slept through, bro. And
I
that
didn't go to
same
no
feeling
class
is the
in my
same
senior
one I
year.
got when I, missed the last shot my senior year. Just like he was just disappointed in the decision I made. So for real, I ain't gonna create nothing that ain't there. But he ain't never really just woofed at me like that, bro. Now you, Keith, Mook, even Reno, like I didn't see him bark on y'all. But like, yeah, I don't know.
So
Basically,
the
Elijah
lessons
was
of
a
the
good
day
kid.
the lessons of the day from the Timeout Podcast is don't
Don't be like
ride
me.
dirt wheelers trying to show off, take videos, and go to class when you're supposed to go to class.
Facts.
You got that,
Yeah,
Chucky?
I, for sure you could take that from the from this.
Nah, facts. I got in trouble a ton of times not going to class. That was like minor though. Like he make me run for that. Like when I really pissed him off, like was those I remember like those conversations. Like, Bud, are you sure you want to play basketball? Like, are you sure you want to be here? Like, Bud, are you sure? And I'm just like,
He
he
used to
really
say that to you, dude.
like questioning me. Like, are you sure you want to? Because like the decisions that you're making are not. So you talking about being disappointed? These are the conversations I had with him. He wasn't like always screaming on me. Like when I went to his office and shit, he ain't never just scream in my face. At practice, he would
Man, dude,
always
I used to
he would
feel
always
bad for
scream
you,
at me in front of y'all. But when I would go to his office, he never like just. I don't even know if he
dude.
would do that. But
I used
he
to
would be like,
feel
"Bud, are you
bad
sure
for you.
you want to like? Are you sure you want to do this? Like, you're not making any decisions that show me that you want to actually be a basketball player or an NBA player. Like, what are you doing? Like you're not going to
Bro,
class. You're not
bro,
doing this. I'm just
when you used to, I remember one time we was coming in by the locker room, by the parking lot, going towards the towers, and you had to go to his office, and you was going up the stairs as I was walking in the building. So practice started in
sad
like
as
15,
hell.
20 minutes. I'm walking in, finna go, get the ankle braces and all of that on, and you walking past me, going up that glass, like, I'm like, where you going? Coach Self office. That's
Walking to
all.
his demise.
That's all you had
The
for me.
principal's
I'm like,
office.
where you going? Coach Self office. I'm like, what did you do, bro?
Chuck,
What
you stay out of
happened?
trouble,
What
Chuck.
did you
Don't get in
do?
trouble, Chuck.
I'm like, bro, what did you do? Yeah, Chuck, don't get in trouble, man.
Is that all you got for us, Chucky?
Yep. All right, that concludes this
Thank you.
episode.
Thank you, girly.
See you next time.
See you,
See you.
Chucky.
Hey, bro. Thank you so much for coming on, giving us your time. Again, I want to just, hell of a career, um, making this transition very, very much smooth. Running your program, giving back what you learned from the game and got from the game to the next generation is the most important thing that we could touch on right now. I think we both found that lane, and I'm for sure don't think I'm gonna be doing anything else. This is what I want to do whether it be tailor made or whether it leads to something bigger or whatever. Giving back the game is what I know for sure I want to do. I think we both know it at a high level, played it at a high level, and anybody that plays for us or gets trained by us or coached by us will become better basketball players and probably better people just because we
Oh
also
yeah.
have the crazy amount of life experience, bro. So again, thank you very much, brother. Keep doing what you're doing. I will be in touch with you. We gonna tap in with each other here pretty soon about some stuff we could do for the kids and just for our programs with itself. And yeah, bro. Thank you to yourself. Thank you to Natalie for giving you an hour and a half, allowing you to give us an hour and 45 minutes of your time. I know you got little man running around now, probably.
Yeah.
Um,
He
yeah,
moving for sure.
I already know he running around now, bro. So again, just thank you, Rock. You want to say anything?
That's all I got, man. Appreciate you coming on. I love listening to the stories. Love listening to the journey. Researching you, looking back, watching old highlights, man. Just it's crazy watching you hoop, man. The Iowa State game, the Final Four, the run you guys went on was, I mean, it was one of the best probably couple of years at KU, and so it was fun. I enjoyed it. Appreciate you. I know you got a little one. I know what that's like. Tyshawn knows what that's like. So appreciate you carving out the
Times a few,
time.
nigga.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
y'all. Thank you for having me. Anytime, man. Appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure, bro. Have a good night, man. Thank you.